Let's get to it. So what you need for today's class is just a chair, your body, and then if balance is a major issue, you can hold on one second. You can be a good idea to have some sort of a cane or walker or something nearby you, so that you can confidently, comfortably stand up and play with different movements. Okay, scoot to the front edge of your chair, finding Zhong Zheng, central upright, middle pillar, and then practicing Song, soft, supple, pliable, released, relaxed, which actually plumps the body. It makes the body have more space. It dilates the body, which again makes perfect sense once you experience it. But in the beginning, we sort of don't think about relaxation that way. We think of relaxation as a slumping quality. But when we place the body in upright posture and then unclench, so I think it's pretty fascinating, this idea that tension and contraction of the body shortens and narrows or constricts everything. So if we're in a state of stress, tension, worry, especially with the Parkinson's state, right, that nervous system reaction, it draws everything onto each other and sticks it all together. And I do a lot of private work with folks with Parkinson's, and I notice that at those times the legs are being sucked and drawn in and grabbed in this middle, and there can't be movement. And a lot of times I do this assisted movement of just getting this loosening up of this relationship. And then when I have them stand back up and walk around, it's this space and freedom that gives them power, gives them stability. So this grabbing inward stuck state, we need to be able to get better and better and better at sunging, soft, supple, pliable, which lengthens or makes space between and dilates or opens it up. Sitting with that vertical pillar, soft sung state as best you can, and then feel what happens, this separation of the heavy and the light. The heavy quality that goes down, let it go down. Don't be concerned about this heaviness. Let it settle through the chair, through your legs, and in a sense, it empties out of you. It goes out of the body. So our tension is holding it in us. When we relax, we let it go out of us. And then the light and nimble becomes more available through this body. Let's just take 8 breaths, cultivating that idea. A long, smooth inhale, expands in all directions, and a long, smooth exhale, softens and melts what is stuck. Just do that at your own rhythm, about 6, 7, 8 more. When you're doing your own home practice, you'll often feel as you do your breathing, your body will want to move somewhat. Feel free to do that. Call that intuitive movement or informal movement, right? Maybe it's a shoulder that wants to shrug, or maybe your neck feels stuck and you lean it and roll it, or you lean the spine, or you shift to your right butt cheek and then back to your left butt cheek. All of that is totally open during meditation. We're not holding on stiff. We're freeing the body during meditation. right? Which often isn't how we are thinking about it. We're thinking about stay still instead of get free during meditation. Just a few more breaths here. Keep all of this relaxation, softness, ease, and note that you can move your body like this. You don't have to tighten first and then move, which is what we're all doing subconsciously. Stay super duper relaxed. Slide the hands, elbows, shoulder blades back, arch the back as you inhale. And then when you're ready, nice and smooth, hands forward, hollow chest, drop the head, exhale. And just do that 3 or 4 times on your own. And I like to think of mind body practice, whether it's yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, or other, as self hypnosis. Self hypnosis. We're trying to take our brain, our mind, our nervous system, this complex relationship between brain and body. We're trying to shift it towards this more ideal state of no obstruction, no impediment, totally smooth. One of the sayings in Taoist practice, Tai Chi and Qigong are like resting. They are like resting. Usually we think of resting as lay on the couch or lay on the bed. That's one deep, deep level of resting, but we want our movements to feel like resting. That's how we nourish, that's how we heal. Come back to neutral rotations. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, gentle twist. And then inhale, center, and exhale, twist. So we take off the pressure of how many reps did you do, or did you twist all the way to the farthest place? And it's more about this state of leisure that we're tuning our frequency, tuning our energy, our brain, and our body. Then we come back to middle. Hang those arms and just lean to the right. Left wrist floats up, tip. And then when you're ready, you come back. You don't have to rush. You can dangle a little longer. Not as long as me, right? Don't be in a rush. The more comfortable you get with this series of movements, this sequence of movements, the more you can really just make it your own. And then back to middle, right into your scapular range of motion, forward, up, back, down, under, forward, and up, back, and down. A few more. Just unbuckling where the body tends to get stuck, glued, and adhered. Reverse. most important part of these exercises is always the letting go completely, right there. That's the one we skip over because we think, oh, I'm in exercise mode. And so we just grind away. But we have to remember it's totally letting go of all effort and then going on the little mechanical journey of the Shen Fa and then returning to that state of total Song. And then going again and cleaning another layer out and then back to Song. And relax. Bring your feet together, knees together, tip forward. Bring the hands out in front but not up, backs of hands touching. So we want to get a spiral in this exercise, not just the opening and closing here, but a spiral of the arm. So it's internally rotated, and then by the time you get all the way around and back, palms should face forward so they're externally rotated, and then they spiral through neutral to internal rotation, and then also try to have it go out through the fingers, right? So as you get better at this, you want to feel like the hands do one of these sort of waves each time. So as I'm going, my fingers are spreading and coming around. And then they sort of go towards a little bit of this monkey paw on the way in. So the hands basically go there and there and there and there. That's what the hand is doing while you're doing this. Spread the fingers, the hands come around, and then they wrap in together as you spiral, come forward, and then they're ready to fan out. And then they close back in. Now let's go forward and up. Same thing, the fingers fanning out. Notice how my hands are here, around, spiral. Internally rotate, chest is closed, back is open, we lift, and then it's this fanning down. And then everything softens, the hands kind of gather together, they close in on themselves, even if just to allow them more functional opening. And then from that open, there's the close. Now we come up, 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 and fan open. And down, and let them close. All right, so all of you have done this exercise with me many times, so can you add on this layer? So at first it's like we just have to do the beginning layer of something just to get the brain and body to be able to execute it, but then now it's this sort of gathered in shape and then this expressive, and not only does it look kind of cool, feel kind of cool, but it's what really gets at the underlying spiral functions of the body, because we are not stick figures, we're octopi, right? We have way more function than just this, right? Now let's reverse. Go back, out and around, fingers wrapping and spiraling with the hands, and then relax, open, hands go out, and the wrist and fingers get that little spiral in there. And down. Out and spiral and finish through the wrists and fingers. Back. Next level up. The hands fanning open, the wrists and hands sort of rolling down. Back, open, lift, spiral. One more. Up and over. lot of what's happening in these practices is we close so that we can open. We open so that we can close. We uh, gather the hands together so that we can spread them apart, and then we spread them apart so that we can gather them back. And that's what upkeeps these mechanisms, is their proper use. Then bend your elbows, flare out, up, down, touch, out and up, down, touch, elbows back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, and elbows out, wrap, side, not back, but side, and then wrap, side, wrap, side, wrap. Now, place your left hand down, just your right elbow bent. We go cross, lift, side, down, spiral. Stay across as you lift. Stay lifted as you go to the side, not back, but the side, down. Now this one, elbow back, out, up, fist stays in close to the body, the elbow points to the front, then down, back, out, up, over, down, back, out, up, over, down, back. And rest that hand, bend the other elbow, cross, lift, side, down, cross and lift, side, down, cross, lift, side, down, spiraling, spiraling, spiral, and back, out, up, over, point the elbow forward, drop it, back, out, up, over, down, back, out, up, over, down. One more. And cross, up, out, down. Other one underneath. Cross, up, out, down. Cross, elbows cross as close as can be. Out, down, and cross. One more of each. Notice how when we do something with both arms, what is forced to happen is this term shenfa, or body mechanic. This meaning like torso, the shen of the body. So when I've got a cross here, the front really has to close, the back has to open, and then the whole front has to really open. And release. Scoot back on your chair. Load, push, load, down. Switch, load and push, Load. Now to get more out of this one, flick the foot out in front so it's floating first, and then work on going draw, push, draw, down, float it out, draw, push, draw, down, float, draw, push, draw, down, float, draw, push. One more each. And down. Right foot in front, foot and ankle, point flex. Tilt a little in, out. Circle. Reverse. And switch feet. Point flex. Invert, evert, tilt. Circle. Reverse. And scoot forward to the front edge. Legs together, swivel steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Same leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and open. 1, 2, 3. Close. One more time. And close. Both. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Again. Hip distance. Forward fold with the swiveling on the hands, internally rotating arms, then sit vertical and lean back. And again, sit, internally rotate, and back up. 2 more. And hang those arms nice and loose. Float forward and swing. And up, swing. Use this one to really find that light, relaxed quality right in this pivot space of the chest, arm, shoulder blade, that whole junction. And then relax, just let them come to settled on their own. And then swing 1 forward, 1 back, and switch, switch, switch. Let this inform you of your middle pivot. Settle. And then fast feet, right foot up, left foot up, switch, switch, switch. And settle your feet. Feel how the feet are kind of empty at this point, and then by folding, pour the weight down to the earth through your feet, push through the earth, come all the way up to standing, and then stay super relaxed, weight underneath you, so it's just the pliability of your body to fold in half, which gives it its function, not strength in the traditional sense of really hard tissue muscle state. Again, we of course want muscle mass, we don't want emaciation, but it's just the idea that it's not about how hard everything is. It's rather sort of like how plump, juicy, and full everything is. Because again, the function comes from sliding and gliding. Now, don't sit in the chair, but fold as if and sink down and see if you can touch the feet, touch the floor, open the back, rise up. And let's add to this where we've got our middle. Push the hips forward and let the arms dangle. Right, and then hip hinge and sink. So clearly there's more room to fold the body in front, but there's some range of motion to create this shape. Some range. But there's more range here. But we have to explore both of these ranges in order to be able to find middle. Now just stay in the middle. From our middle, we got middle pivot here. Change the weight to your right leg. Left leg empty. Lean a little to your right. Float your left wrist up. And then change the weight to the left leg. Left hand on its way down. Right wrist up. Right foot empty. Middle pivot. Chain. 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 Change. Keep doing that. Continue to have this idea that we all have the potential for a middle dantian or a middle pivot, but not everyone's is functional. And in fact, as we get older, it becomes less and less functional unless we do something about it, right? And so movements like this, where we're changing what's high and low and then reversing what's high and low, we're changing what's full and empty and then changing what's full and empty, we're softly leaning the spinal column and then softly leaning the spinal column. All of that informs and develops the middle pivot. Now, high hand, I'll turn sideways so you can see. High hand goes forward, low hand goes back, and then that low hand comes up like you're going to tickle your armpit. High hand goes down, and now the other one's high and the other one's low, and then forward and back, and then high and low. Go into the leg of the arm that's on its way down. So as that arm is going down, change the weight 100% into that leg, and then change, and then change. Change. It's called left, right, wheel. Reverse. The high hand, like you're going to tickle your armpit, is alongside or even behind you a little. Other hand comes up. Now this high hand comes back as the low hand goes forward but not up. And then as the high hand goes down, the low hand comes up. And then it's back and forward, down and up. Back, forward, down, up. Back, forward, down, up. Until it feels like a wheeling movement. And then left, right, pressing palm. You have a high hand, flatten, press as the low hand rises. And then this high hand flattens, low hand relaxes, press and rise. Flatten and release, press, rise. Flatten, release, press, rise. Middle pivot. So that internally you experience stillness within movement. Only achieved when there's no impediment or blockage or stuck glue to the parts that are moving, right? So nothing's pulling on anything else in a way that's not intended. So of course that's not where we're all at, but that's this goal of high and low and empty full, and then high and low and empty full. Now last one here, turn the high hand palm up and it falls. The back of the hand falls as the low hand floats up. And then this high hand, and by hand I really mean the whole arm, rolls over the whole mechanism at the shoulder and fall as the other rises up. And then the top one rolls into position as the low one internally rotates, and they exchange. And then roll, exchange. Change orientation, then change position. Orientation and position. Left, right, falling leaf. Both hands down. Shogun, or closing gesture. Right in front of the belly, hands turn into a sort of cradling position. Elbows, shoulders, arms, everything soft. Knees loose and soft. Hands cross and come down. Now put the weight into your left leg as I go into my left leg. So now I'm going to look opposite to you. So go into your left leg, should be that way. Bring your hands up right in front of your chest. Now you go to your right leg, which should be that way on in your world, and it's my right leg this way, open. And then go to your left leg, close. Go to your right leg, open, 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 open. And left leg, close. Turn the palm slightly inish and downish as you go out. That's internally rotated. And then at the end of that, slight external rotation. Bring them in. Palms inish, downish, internal rotation. Go to your right leg, Gail. Right leg. Right, so this is one of those where you look opposite to me, which in itself is its own good challenge for the brain. Go to your right leg every time you open, right leg. Every time you close, left leg. Bring the hands in front of the belly. Open. Go to your right leg as you open. Turn the hands a little. Close. Turn the hands a little. Open. And by hands, it really does mean the whole body, the whole arm and shoulder shape. Right? It's not independent just at the wrists. So this has a certain shape to the body, and then when you externally rotate, it changes that shape. There's a spiral that's being induced, cleaned, awakened. It's called opening and closing the three basin. Lower basin, hands in front of the groin area, open. Go to your right as you open. Little spiral, close. Internal spiral, open. External spiral, close. Sue, go to your right leg as you open. So look opposite to me. There you go. Close. Open. Close. Open. Close. And Shogun. Hands cross. And Tai Chi. Rising hand. This little flow change and sweeping down. And a little behind you. Rising. Little flow change. Right. Scoop in front, open. Flow change shape, sweep down like wing. Flow change into this scoop position, open. Flow change. Crane opening its wing. Now, embracing moon. So we go wings. Right hand over top, left hand underneath. Two magnets attract, repel, around. One over, one under. Both to the middle. Apart, around, over and under. Together, apart, around, over and under. And both hands down. Scooping up. Elbows pull just a little bit back and turn the hands over. Push. When you push, try to not stop here. Go all the way. So you see this part of my mechanism finishing. So it's not staying stuck to the body. We want that freedom of movement there. And then draw. And then turn the hands in. Elasticity, pliability, looseness, and draw. Turn the hands, push. Turn. Draw. Now just your left hand. Push, let this turn you from your middle pivot. Reorient both hands and then push and draw. Push and draw. So this is the beginning version just to get the coordination for the monkey walk back and twist, or stepping back and twisting. Now, have your right arm forward, left arm back, and when you do this, bring this hand, instead of straight back here, down. So this position, where I haven't fully extended here, so there, then turn from your middle pivot and your quad, turn. Now that opens you up to reach your left arm more forward and then wing the right arm to the back corner of a telephone booth. Notice I'm not going straight behind me. I'm somewhat back to the corner. Then roll and fold that hand over top. As you do that, turn your front hand palm up. Now from your middle pivot, turn. So you come back to neutral and have this position. Then you turn from your middle pivot. As you extend your right arm more forward, left arm wings back. Turn the left palm up. As that left arm folds over, right palm turns up. So that happens simultaneous. And then it's this finish turning back to middle and get to that position again. Right? So this is that neutral. Then turn, extend left arm forward, right arm winging to the back corner of a telephone booth. As that right arm roll folds over, left palm turns up. You do that with a quarter turn back to the front, and then keep going back to this neutral. Turn all the way to the left, winging that left arm back. As you roll fold it over, quarter turn back to the front, right palm turn up, and then neutral. Turn. Now we add one final bit to this challenge of put all the weight into your right leg. And also, Gail, notice how my left arm is reaching straight ahead still. So even though my body turned, the arm goes forward, not across. So reach forward, yep. Wing that left arm back. Stay in your, wing your right arm back. Stay in your right leg as you roll, fold, and turn back. So we're here, quarter turned, weights in the right. And then we shift the weight to the left leg, get to this neutral position. So this neutral, weights in the left leg. Now it stays in the left leg for this whole bit of turn, reach forward, wing back. Stay in the left leg as you roll, fold the left arm over, quarter turn back. I'm still in the left leg, right palm facing up. And then we go right leg, neutral, turn more, reaching left arm forward, right arm winging. Roll, fold, quarter turn back. You're still in your right leg. Shift. Neutral. One more each side. Wing, roll, fold, quarter turn back. And this one would be done walking backwards. So you could imagine what that would be like here. As you quarter turn back, you'd have this foot empty, and it would be able to step backwards, and there'd be that walking. And we come down. From your middle pivot, change the weight to the right leg, turn, arms float that away. Get this dynamic tension like a piece of elastic that's been pulled or a rubber band that's been pulled. And then shift, turn, brush knee, sweep leg. And it's got to get that elastic going, and yet you keep your middle. And then it's shift, turn, brush, sweep. And it keeps going, that elastic, and shift, brush and sweep. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Even though we're quote unquote repeating the same movement, when you get better at this, what you find is you're not repeating the same movement. Each time that I'm going out here, I'm feeling where in my body is stuck. I'm going to that point, I'm taking a little change, and then when I bring it back, I'm using this way back to clean some barnacle off of my mechanism. So we're washing the body with chi, blood, interstitial fluid. We're connecting the brain and body, and we're cleaning off the barnacles. Now, right hand's going to brush knee, the left hand goes far away from the body and comes back in. Remember the spirals that we were working on earlier when we were kind of spiraling through the wrist, through the hand, through the arm. So try to bring some of that spiral into the movement, right? Rather than, let's say, a stiff limb that's doing this. This is where it begins, sort of everything's stuck together. But we want to get this loose, fluid quality. Let's take that to the bear swatting the jumping fish. Crawl. In a way, there is nothing superior, at least as I have found. And I've tried yoga, fitness, myofascial release, there's just all these different modalities, but I have not found anything superior, especially over time, at getting at the deepest places of stagnation. Let's go for the higher jumping fish. When you learn how to apply the techniques, apply the precision with the looseness, It digs out places that even massage therapy just doesn't get to. And it's persistence, just like the persistence of water that made the Grand Canyon, picks away at it, washes away at it. Now, brush knee and push, wing, roll, fold. So now there's this more sophisticated, coiled up state here that we want to then shift, turn, and express, right? Express, let it get as far away as it can without leaving our middle. So we don't lean, we don't come up. We're right where we are, full, empty, turning and extending. And it gets all the way around, softens back into a loaded state, and then we're going, this high hand is a push. So Karen, you notice yours is sort of down here. You want to have been here. See where this hand is? Closer to your body. And so you want it to be kind of coiled in so that it can express out. Like I was saying at the beginning, we fold so we can unfold. We unfold so we can fold. So we coil and load so that we can unload. And then we have to fully unload so that we can load. Fully express, but keep your middle, but get it out there. Get separated with the parts. So it should be your left arm, Karen, that's really not stuck back like this. It's got to go and go and go and go, and then it can get around, and it returns to this loaded position. Look at my hand. So yours is out like this. It's got to get to here. And even if your shoulder hurts, it's fine. Bring it in close. So it can be close and still get, so let me make a small variation of this. I'm still getting unload, load, unload. Right? You see the spring and load. And the load's important. Get it in close. And golden rooster. All the weight's in your right leg. Put the left foot behind, toes turned out. Change the weight. Now, left hand descend as right elbow bends. Get to the tippy toe. Middle pivot. Like an arrow pointing straight ahead. Bring the right foot back. Change the weight into the right leg. Left hand comes down. Right foot forward. So the arrow's still pointing straight ahead from the navel, but the body changed its arrangement around that middle. So now this foot comes back, this leg is turned out, change the weight, everything switches. This turned out leg comes to neutral. Turned out, change. As you step back, turn left palm forward, right palm in, and then they change. As you step back, that right palm turns in, left palm turns forward and in like that, right? This little turn, so they're ready to change. Turn, change. Now, be safe. Weight down, lift. So this could be just a little bit of a lift or more. But notice when I lift my leg, I don't lift my body. In fact, there's almost a part of me that sinks more. Right? There's almost this folding in. Switch. Put the left foot in front. As the hands change, we go. Again, I'm not leaning back and pulling up. I'm softening and folding in. Now, flowing variation. Down, turn those palms, and change the weight Turn those palms. Change the weight. Wash your paws. Play with clouds. Shift and turn now. Sweep and vapor. Now you got shift and turn. Cloud, lake, rain, vapor. Shift, turn, cloud, lake, rain, vapor. And again. Now, as your hands go through their change, bring your empty foot in and out. Shift and turn. And then as you go through the change, that empty foot comes in, back out, shift and turn. Empty foot, in, out, shift and turn. Now, hopefully you have a little bit of room to your right, so we're going to travel. So as your hands go through their change, bring your left foot in. Now keep it in. The weight goes into your left leg, and you turn from your middle pivot, shift and turn. So it's cloud lake with your feet together. Then as you vapor and rain, right foot should be free to step out. Shift and turn. Cloud lake. Left foot should be empty. As you vapor and rain, bring that left foot in, then shift and turn. So the leg is close. So this is a challenge to be able to get down through that close leg stance and turn, keeping your middle pivot. As you vapor and rain, step that right foot out. Shift and turn. So we've traveled to the right. Let's do one more to the right. Bring the left foot in, hands change, shift and turn. Hands change, step right foot out, shift and turn. Now bring left foot in and out. Let's travel back to where we came from. Shift and turn. As the hands exchange, right foot should be empty, bring it in. Keep it in. Shift and turn from your middle. The weight should be down through your right leg now. As you change hands, left foot should be free to step. Shift and turn. Make sure left hand's high, right hand's low. Right foot should be free. Bring right foot in, hands change. Shift and turn. Hands change. Stepping out. Shift and turn. Hands change. Stepping in. Shift and turn. One more. And wash your palm. Settle. Put all your weight into your left leg. Turn your right foot out 5 degrees, 10 degrees. Change your weight there. Now, Tai Chi stance, 70-30 stance. So when I step my foot forward, notice what didn't happen. It didn't come across like this. I kept width, shoulder width, or some kind of width. Don't even worry about designations. Just step forward, but keep left to right width here with that foot in front. Now shift 70%, and notice also the toes here are pointing straight ahead. 70%, 30%, and then shift back 100%, 0%. Let me turn sideways so you can see. So now notice I am moving forward, but you know from our Monday class that the primary direction isn't forward or backward, it's down. And then it's down. So I'm moving forward, I'm exerting force forward and backward, but I'm doing it by being grounded. keeping my central pillar, everything I talked about at the beginning in terms of the meditation practice of central Zhongjung, Song, soft, supple, pliable, spacious, Chunwan, everything grounded underneath us, and then what's left is Qingling, light and nimble. Okay? Bring that back. Bring this foot back, heels touching, so both feet are turned out equally. Change your weight now to your back leg and step forward without being stuck to your leg and moving forward. So step forward, keeping width, 100, 0, and then go 70, 30, 100, 0. So different than our walking class on Monday, we don't want to allow this heel to come up. We don't lift. So we shift, but we have to elongate, like an accordion, elongating this back leg. And then the same thing here. We're not picking the foot up. So by the feet staying somewhat anchored to the ground, and then us working these directional movements, we're playing with and cultivating the tissue, muscle, joint relationships. Now, bring that right foot back, change, step. So not only do we have 70-30, that idea, but then remember we also have this turning part of the pivot. So, sitting back in your back leg, turn to your right corner. Hands stacked on the belly. Now, shift 70% and turn so your belly points forward. Stay at 70%, turn more. So you close this left quad and have to open the right quad a little extra. Try to not let this knee fall inwards like that. Keep it kind of open so this groin opens, right? So we've turned. Now stay turned to this corner and sit back. And then turn to this corner. This groin has to open up a little bit. And then 70, as we turn gradually, gradually, gradually. Stay 70 as you turn more. And then sit back. Turn. And then shift, turn. So there's power in this shift and turn. And there's power in this shift and turn. And shift and turn. Shift and turn. Switch. Bring that left foot back. Change the weight. Step the right foot out. Be turned to this corner, this quad open. And then we shift and turn. Turn a little more, closing this quad and forcing a little opening here. And then sit back on the inside line there and turn. And then shift and turn. Turn a little more to that corner, sitting back, shift and turn. Shift, turn. Stay on this inside track, shift, turn. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. And back. And then we finish with Sink Chi Wash Organs, just to wash out any places that we've created little loops, clean out any last little stuck spots. Rock to your toes a little. Heels. Open and lift. Rock to your toes a little. Sweep around. Rock to your heels, this washing in and settle to the middle of the feet. Hands settle to the middle. Then hips hinge back, hollow the front, and elbows flare around to open the back. And then you sink the tail and release the arms and let the back open. And then push through the earth and rise. And do it again. Rock a little forward, back, open, forward, close, then back and middle. And then just let it wash through. Last one. Back, forward, back, down and in. Pulling, hollowing, letting the back open, releasing any final grip tension. And vertical. Close the practice. Wing, roll, fold, settle. And seal. 1, 2. Thank you, everybody. Great job. If there are any questions, feel free to unmute and ask. Great job.